सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। PDF page 56, Gita Press 52, Mantra number 4, 2.1.4. agnirmūrdhā
agnirmūrdhā
cakṣuṣī candrasūryau
cakṣuṣī candrasūryau
diśaḥ śrotre
diśaḥ
vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ
vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ
vāyuḥ prāṇo
vāyuḥ
hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya
hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya
padbhyāṃ pṛthivī
pṛthivī
hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā
hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā.
Once again, agnirmūrdhā cakṣuṣī candrasūryau
agnirmūrdhā cakṣuṣī candrasūryau
diśaḥ śrotre vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ
diśaḥ vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ
vāyuḥ prāṇo hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya
vāyuḥ hṛdayaṃ viśvamasya
padbhyāṃ pṛthivī hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā
padbhyāṃ pṛthivī hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā.
Yeah.
Guruji, just sorry. It is padbhyāṃ, is it?
Yeah. So last class we saw the Sambandha Bhaashyam to this mantra, starting from Sankshepataha. Shankaracharya had written a long Sambandha Bhaashyam. The essence of that is what? So we saw in the first three mantras, the second mantra, that Paramartha Swarupaha, Brahmanaha Paramartha Swarupaha. So Divyohyamurtha Purushaha. So what is that Paramartha Swarupa? What is the real, what is Nirgunam Brahma? Okay, that was explained. Then the next, third mantra was Etasmat Jayate Prāṇaha. So all the Sukshma Shariram, in fact, the Jnanendriyani was how that evolved. That evolved from that Nirgunam Brahma only. And then vāyuḥ, jyotirāpaha, pṛthivī. So Sukshma Shariram was also Prāṇaha, Manaha and all came. In a different order. But it came in the order we know it should come. So that was described. So from Panchabhutani, that is included in that, Panchabhutani, to Sukshma Shariram, everything was mentioned there. So that is now talking about Sagunam Brahma. And further that is going to be described here. Next mantra, Sukshma Shariram is there. And this Sukshma Shariram has to be Samashti Sukshma Shariram. Because we talk about Vyashti and Samashti. Samashti means collective. Samashti means all-pervasive, cosmic, macrocosmic. And from there only the individual Sukshma Shariras are going to come. Okay, so that's the order. So, Samashti Sukshma Shariram, then Samashti Sthula Shariram. This is the order in the Shastra. Samashti Sthula means the cosmic, macrocosmic, gross body is going to come. So that is going to be talked about here in this mantra number 4, agnirmūrdhā, etc. And that Sambandha Bhāshyam, in fact there is a footnote we did not see, footnote number 27 on page 56, correct? So long footnote is given, okay? That footnote is from a book called Bala Bodhini. So the author of that Bala Bodhini book is Sridhar Shastri Patak. Sridhar Shastri Patak. It's a nice book that gives a commentary, a tika to Shankara's Bhaashyam. And that's where he says, Tattvena Hiranya Garbhakyena Antari Tattvena Vyavahi Tattvena. He's giving the meaning of this Antari Tattvena. If you carefully look at it in the Bhashyam, towards the end he says, Saha Tattvantari Tattvena. That's where the footnote number 27 is listed. And then Lakshyamanaha api. What did we say Antari Tattvena was? Even though Virat is separated from Sagunam Brahma by this Hiranyagarbha, it's like saying even though the grandchild is separated from the grandfather by the father, something like that. Okay, so even though it is like that, still the grandchild is the offspring of the grandfather. Like that, the statement is going to be made. Here it is pretty important. In our normal parlance, we don't say those kinds of things. Okay, father, son, this grandfather, all this relationship is pretty well defined. But here there is a meaning, there is a purpose for why the Shastram is saying this Virat. Virat is the gross Samashti Sthula Shariram. Virat is the product of Sagunam Brahma itself. Why should Shastram say that? Because Shastram wants to prove, this is pot is a product of clay. When pot is a product of clay, then it is very obvious to us now that pot is not separate from clay. The karyam is not separate from karanam. The karanam pervades the karyam. The cause pervades the effect. The cause pervades the product. This is critical. Only this has to be understood. If this is not understood, entire Advaita Vedanta is not understood. Because finally, Brahman is all pervasive. How you can say that? When all these products are listed one after the other, and if A pervades B, then A is there in B. B pervades C, that means A pervades C. A is there in C also. C created D. Okay, that means C is there in D. That means what? A is there in D. Therefore, A pervades D. All the way down to our small little world. Okay, that's all. Very simple idea it is. And so, that's why Shankara is taking some time to say it. Because Upanishad is going to be cryptic. It doesn't say all these things. Just some mantras are given, that's all. But we have to read between the lines. Okay? Alright. Good. So, that footnote we did not see in detail last time. Here he says, Yadyapi Brahmanaha Virajascha Madhye. Brahmanaha Virajascha Madhye. Between Brahman and Virat, Madhye, between them, between these two, Hiranyagarbhakyam Tattvam Vyavadhayakam. Hiranyagarbha is sitting very much between Brahman and Virat. Okay, very much there. Tathapi, still, Virajaha Utpattihi Yetasmadeva Brahmakhyat Purushat Bhavati iti Jneyam. Therefore, still, you should understand Jneyam, that it is to be understood that Viraj is born of this Purusha Brahman only. Like that he's saying. We discussed this last time. And so, this mantra, agnirmūrdhā, very interesting. So, how many of you know Vishnu Sahasranam? No means at least heard of and kind of know, heard parts, bits and pieces of it, etc. Yeah. Many of you have said, and other people, they're all Vijay Sethi, Sridhar and all, I don't know what they're saying, Hari Ramakrishna and all. But yeah, majority of you, all of you in fact, have know what it is. So there is, we chant this Dhyana Shloka and Vishnu Sahasranamam together. And in fact, suddenly, if somebody points you and says, is this Dhyana Shloka or Vishnu Sahasranam, you may not be able to figure out. Because you are in the constant mode, gada, it's just coming, all the way coming. So suddenly, if I ask you, you may not be able to say. Because we got used to chanting both at the same time. But Dhyana Shloka. So, Bhuf Padau Yasya Nabir Vedāḥ candrasūryau cha netre. Look at that. Bhuf Padau means what? Bhuhu means this earth. Earth is the 2 feet of whom? Vishnu. There Vishnu Sahasranamam, right? So Vishnu. Bhuf Padau Yasya Nabihi Viyat means Akashaha. Nabihi literally means navel. But you can say belly. Belly. Whose belly? Vishnu's belly is this Akasha, this whole space. If you can imagine space, then you have imagined the belly of Vishnu. Belly means external, the stomach. You can say external. Okay, yasya nabhir viyad asuhu. Told you it's not asura. No, it's not asura. The word asura is there, but it's not asura. It is asuhu. Viyad asuhu. Okay. Ved asur anila. Sorry, asuhu anilaha. Anilaha means wind. The wind, if you can imagine wind, then that whole air and wind, the moving air, is the breath. Asuhu means prāṇaha. Prāṇa Vishnu is this thing. Alright. Vyad asur anilas candrasūryau cha netre. That you understand very well. The 2 netre, netram, netre, netrani. So dual gender, dual number. So netre, whose 2 eyes are what? Candrasūryau. Chandraha and Surya. This whole thing, look at this mantra now. Agnirmūrdhā, cakṣuṣī candrasūryau, śrotre trishaha. Can you now make a connection? One-to-one connection? Something. Okay, that is what it is. That means what? That Dhyana Shloka is derived from this mantra. Upanishad. Upanishad is a source for that dhyana shloka. Karnavashaha. Let's finish it off, no? We started it and we are saying this is same as that. So that at least we should see. Alright, Karnavashaha. Ashaha. Ashaha means directions. Diśaḥ. Ditto. Ditto means what? Copy only. Ashaha. What is Ashaha? Karnau Ashaha. Karnau means 2 ears of Vishnu are all the directions. All directions. So the direction thing is very important in our culture. Other cultures also, native cultures, it will be important, guaranteed. All this north, south, east, west and all, this our people are just, they are all, they know it, and mentally they know it. Even though they are talking, doing stuff and all, they know exactly. And east, west, and then when I go to somebody's place and I say I need to do jabam, they will say this is east. Because they know this man needs to know what is east, west and all that. So, karnau ashaha. Karnavasha shirordhyauhu. Head, shiraha. Shir bolte hai na. So, shirodhyauhu. Dyauhu means upper lokas. All the heavens are all called dyauhu. Shirordhyauhu. Mukham ekpi dahano. Dahanha. Mukham is fire. All fire principle. Wherever you see fire, that's the mouth. Why? Because, why? What is this Mukhamapi Dahano? Is Agni the Adhisthana Devata of Vak? I think so. I think we saw that in Tattva Bodha. That must be it. Okay. Alright. Mukhamapi Dahano. Yasya Vasteyam Abdihi. Abdihi. All the waters, oceans are Vasteyam. Vasteyam is this one, abdomen. Abdomen. Means this gastro, all the inside that belly, that is all abdihi, like that it's it. Antastam yasya vishvam, antastam yasya vishvam sura narakhaga go bhogi gandharva daityaihi. So, yasya vishvam, who's the rest of the body, okay, antastam are all the things that are there inside. What are the things that are there inside? All parts of the body. And all the sura, nara. So sura means all the suras, devas, nara, human beings, khaga, birds, sura, nara, khaga, go means pashu, all animals, sura, nara, khaga, go, bhogi. Bhogi means this one, snakes. So all species, aquatic, terrestrial, crawling, non-crawling, running, 2 legs, not 2 legs, but 4 legs, etc. Everything. Not 2 legs, I should say, because Nara is covered for 2 legs. And there may be other birds also 2-legged species. Don't think human beings are the only 2-legged species. Birds are also 2-legged, okay? So, we are all great people. You walk on 2 legs and all, you don't say like that. And so, bhogi, gandharva, daityaihi. All, every species covered. Gandharvas, all hanging around everywhere. And daityas are asuras. So, chitram ram ramyate. So, they are all enjoying, they are all having fun. Chitram ram ramyate, tribhuvana vapusham vishnu misham namami. This kind of Vishnu, whom I visualize in this manner, Tribhuvana Vapusham, for whom the 3 worlds are his body. Vishnum Isham Namami. That Vishnu, who is my Ishvara, who is the Ishvara of this Jagat, Namami. I salute, I do Namaskara to. This is the Dhyana Shloka. Now let's come back. Okay. Now this Shloka is going to be easy to understand, correct? One more thing we have to understand. Only Sanatana Dharma talks about consciousness, which pervades the whole universe, And consciousness is the source of matter, which is universe, not the other way around. Science is trying hard to prove that from material consciousness came. It's not going to be successful. If at all science wants to be successful in this pursuit, it has to reverse its whole thinking process. Only then it can be successful according to us. Okay? So because consciousness, which you and I are aware, only a human being can be conscious of consciousness, if I can say that. Okay, means to be aware of consciousness, a human mind is needed. Nobody else in the universe can understand it. And so that consciousness is there in me, the human being, and in the wall behind me also. So insentient, when science says there's no life here, yeah, I also say there's no life here, but this also is pervaded by consciousness, the wall. Only thing is, the wall does not have, the consciousness is not manifest to that extent as it is manifest in a living being. This is the only difference. And that is why we are able to give forms to everything. Varuna, form is there. Agni, form is there. Form. We can, what do you mean by form? You can personify. Parvati is the daughter of Himavan. Parvata Raja, we say. For us, everybody is personified. Everything in insentient thing is personified by something sentient. Vayu Devata, this Akasha Devata, everything is there. Dig Devata. So therefore here also, the entire universe is personified. Okay. Personified. So important for us. That is where this personification is coming from. You go to other cultures, you won't find it. You go to other major religions, you won't find it. They will instead brand us. You're all worshipping all these trees and snakes and all, they will say. That's the difference. Look at the big chasm that is there. This is what it is. So look at this. Agnirmūrdhā. Agnihi Mūrdhā. Here he says this Mūrdhā means Shiras. Shiras is the Agni Tattvam. Not Agni Tattvam. Shankara is going to say, he goes back to that Vishnu Sahasranama. He says, this Agni must be what? Must be the Swargalokaha. He will reinterpret Agni as Swargalokaha. Swargaloka is the head of Virat. Not Vishnu here, Virat. Here Virat. Please make a note. Virat. There Vishnu. Here Virat. Okay? Alright. cakṣuṣī, candrasūryau. I think you understand this. Sun and the moon are the two eyes of Virat. Śrotre, diśaḥ. Śrotre, the 2 ears of Virat are sun and the moon. Moon and the sun. Śrotre, diśaḥ. The 2 ears of Virat are the directions. All directions. Because Dig Devata we have. Dig Devata. So important for us. So, directions. The 10 directions, they say. 4 primary, east, west, north, south. Then in between, 45 degrees in between, there is another 4. And then up and down is 2. So, 4 plus 4 plus 2 is equal to 10 directions. Then what? vāgvivṛtāśca vedāḥ. Then what about the mouth of this Virat? The vedāḥ. Vedāḥ. 4 Vedas are the mouth of Virat. Vivṛtāśca, spread. Spread means the amount of knowledge that is there in the Vedas is just vast Vedas. Okay? Shankara will give another meaning to that. We will see. Prāṇah. Because the Vedas speaks through the mouth. What is speaks through the mouth and for us to hear. And so that mouth and Veda are connected. hṛdayaṃ. Vishvam. So hṛdayaṃ, Shankara will say, antahkaranam. Mind, the physical heart of Virat is the no, sorry, the physical heart is the mind of Virat. Mind of Virat. What is this mind and heart? This we know already. Connection is there. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. That Antakaranam is the only entity in the human being which can know Atma, which can grasp Atma. But it is so difficult. Atma is not graspable so easily, and so it's as though the mind is there in the heart, and this Atma is sitting in the mind. Angushtamatra Purushaha. We saw that in Kathopanishad. And so that Atma is of the size of the thumb, which is there inside the heart, and the heart is there in the cave, inside the cave of the... Sorry, I should go back. The Atma is of the size of the thumb, which is there in the mind, and the mind is located in the cave of the heart, which is of the size of the fist. Like that we saw. All over the Shastram this is there. And so here he is saying, hṛdayaṃ, the heart of... how should I put it? Vishvam, the entire universe, is the mind of Ishvara. It's a bit strange. Entire universe is the mind of Ishvara means what? Of Virat means what? Hey, here what the Shastram is saying is, just like I could create a dream world. I could create a world, entire world I created when I was asleep. Okay, and so the dream world and my mind are connected. Like that, you can imagine that this whole waking world is a quote unquote dream of Virat, and therefore here he says Vishvam hṛdayaṃ, Vishvam antakaranam. Alright, this is just a summary of the shloka. We are going to see the Bhashyam. Padbhyāṃ pṛthivī. The 2 feet are the earth. The earth are the 2 feet of Virat. Okay. Then hyeṣa hi sarvabhūtāntarātmā. This Virat is the inner essence of the entire Jagat. Sarvabhūta means Jagat. Jagatantarātmā. Antaratma, the essence of the entire universe is this Virat. Hyeṣa. Hyeṣa means this. Because, how do you say, Virat is the essence, Brahman is the essence. If you had told me, I would have appreciated it. Suddenly you are coming now and saying Virat is the essence. Yeah, Virat is the essence. We don't have to go all the way to Brahma. Virat also is okay, is good enough. The dream world, Virat here, what about, waker, look at the waker and dreamer, okay. The dream world, the dreamer dreams of a dream world. And guess what? That entire dream world depends on the waker. A waker's experience. Only the waker's experience is the source of all the raw. It is the raw material for the entire dream world. Nothing. We can dream. There is no human being can dream anything that he or she has not experienced in the waking world. Correct? Therefore, if the waker were not there, the dreamer will not exist. That is the idea here also. Therefore, sarvabhūtāntarātmā. Alright. This is the gist of the shloka. Let's see the Bhashyam. Agnihi.
Sorry. Agnihi.
Dyulokaha.
Dyulokaha.
Asau vāva.
Asau vāva.
Lokaha Gautamagnihi.
Lokaha Gautamagnihi.
Iti shrutehe.
Iti shrutehe.
Mūrdhā yasya.
मूर्धा यस्य
उत्तमाङ्गं शिरः.
उत्तमाङ्गं शिरः.
Yeah. So what is Agni? He's saying Agnihi Dyulokaha. And so we saw that Dyulokaha means the Svargalokaha. Dyulokaha. Dyu. The Dyu is a word, technical word that is used to mean all the upper lokas. All right. So Shankara is now saying, this is not my imagination. It's there in the Upanishad itself. And what is that Upanishad? Chandogya Upanishad 5.4.1. Asavava lokaha gautamagnihi. Like that he is quoting that Upanishad. Iti shrutehe. Iti shrutehe means like that from the shrutehe is Panchami. From the Shruti. From our own Shruti. Called Chandogya Upanishad. Hey Gautama, that student is being said, Gautama, Asovava Loka, indeed this Loka is Agnihi, like that there is a particular statement there. And so, let's continue here. So yeah, so why not go with some regular meaning of Agni? Why do you have to go to the Shruti and all that? Why play all these games? Hey, look, diśaḥ śrotre, cakṣuṣī candrasūryau, padbhyāṃ pṛthivī. Hey, the entire body is being described. So let's use that context, okay? Let's use that context. So mūrdhā means head, agnihi, like that everything is there. And so like that you should interpret this thing. You don't get carried away by words like that. You should look at the context also. That's why Agni is being related or correlated with this Dyulokaha, with the Svargalokaha. Alright. Mūrdhā uttamāngam shiraha. So Virat is one whose head, Mūrdhā uttamāngam shiraha. Uttamāngam, yeah. So yeah. So Mūrdhā, sorry, agnirmūrdhā. So the Mūrdhā part is coming here. So that Agni, the heavens, is the head of the Virat. And what is head? Shankara is saying Uttamāngam. It is the you can say topmost part, topmost limb of the body. Okay, we know that. That's how it's being said here, translated by some Tikakara also. Topmost. They don't say Uttamāngam, most important part of the body, they are not saying. They say Uttamāngam means the highest part of the body. So, just helping us visualize the human body. Why human body? Why not some other body? Well, that's how it works, We visualize, the human beings visualize our devatas in the form of human beings only. Not as some other animal, deer and all that, we don't. Deer is Ishvara, alright, that is different. But our devatas are all in human form. So this is how we visualize. Or Paramarthanandaji Swamiji says, or you can say Uttamangam means the most superior also. Because he says, if you go to the company, they have hundreds of employees. They are all in one building, okay? One tall building. And CEO will not be sitting on the first floor. You know where CEO's office will be? Yeah. Why doesn't he sit on the first floor? It should be quicker for him to go to office, no? Time is money for him, correct? I used to think like that. No, he goes all the way up. In our building, 42nd floor. So, why so far he has to go? You make us go that far. Why do you have to go that far? No, that's how it is. Physically also, I think he feels like that. I think this psychology is like that. So, Paramarthanandaji, this is what he says. Higher location. Okay. So, like the electrician who climbs the pole and he goes very high, it seems. So, all right. Next, Bhashyam. cakṣuṣī.
cakṣuṣī
chandraha cha.
chandraha cha.
Suryaha cha iti.
Suryaha cha iti.
candrasūryau.
candrasūryau.
Yasya iti.
Yasya iti.
sarvatra.
Sarvatra.
Anushangaha kartavyaha.
Anushangaha kartavyaha.
Asya iti.
Asya iti.
Asya padasya.
Asya padasya.
Vakshamanasya.
Vakshamanasya.
Yasya iti.
Yasya iti.
Viparinamam kritva.
Viparinamam kritva.
Yeah. So now cakṣuṣī. cakṣuṣī. Sakaranta napumsakam. Cakṣus. So cakṣuhu, cakṣuṣī, cakṣumsi. Exactly like manas. Sakaranta napumsakam. Manas. Manaha, manasi, manamsi. Same thing here. cakṣuṣī. And then sa becomes sh. Adesha pratyayoho. Alright. All that Sanskrit students. cakṣuṣī is two eyes. Netre. So chandraha. What are the two eyes of Virat? Chandraha cha suryaha cha iti candrasūryau. Shankara is expanding that. Expanding that samasa. Candrasūryau is called a samasa. 1 second. It's called a samasa. Means it's a compound word. Okay. It's a compound word. And so it's one word. Candrasūryau is one word, not two different words. But he's saying we can split it. And it says Chandraha cha Suryaha cha. Moon and sun. If you want to refer to them as one word, then it would be candrasūryau. Alright. Then he makes an important point. He says, yasya iti sarvatra anushangaha kartavyaha. He says, kartavyaha. We must do this. What must we do? Yasya iti. You know the word yasya. That word yasya must be added everywhere, it seems. Means what? Means what? Yasya mūrdhā agnihi. Yasya cakṣuṣī candrasūryau. Yasya means what? Whose. Whose. Whose means what? Virat's. The one whose two eyes are sun and moon is Virat. The one whose head is Agni is Virat. Like that you should understand. Why should you do that? Because there is a Asya coming shortly. Look at that end of the third quarter. Viśvamasya, he says. And Okay, it says asya. Then why are you saying yasya? Yeah. Asya and yasya are two different things. Asya means of this. Yasya means the one who, of the one who, which. So he's saying, because there is a hyeṣa, padbhyāṃ pṛthivī hyeṣa sarvabhūtāntarātmā. That hyeṣa is coming. Hyeṣa means that one. So it's a compliment. It's a compliment that's coming later. Therefore, the one whose eyes are sun and moon, the one whose ears are the directions, etc., that one is sarvabhūtāntarātmā. Like that, it will be nice to read that. Like that, complete sentence will be there. And therefore, he says here, yasya iti sarvatra anushangaha. Anushangaha means what? You paste. Copy paste we do know in Word document. Same thing, copy paste. Anushangaha, paste. Keep on bringing that yasya everywhere. For every phrase like this, you bring that. For every pair. Kartavyaha. Then he explains, asya iti asya padasya vakshamanasya yasya iti viparināmam kritva. Yeah, the asya which is padasya vakshamanasya. That asya word, padam, is going to be told later. Vakshamanaha is going to be told later. And yasya iti viparināmam kritva. I am converting the asya to yasya. That's all he's saying. So that correlative pronoun. Yeshaha, correlative pronoun is there. And so you have to correlate. The one who is this, like that, we should make a connection, he says. Viparināmam kritva. Next. diśaḥ śrotre.
diśaḥ śrotre.
Yasya.
Yasya.
Continue the class.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
Please.
that, but let's continue for a couple of minutes and see, okay?
Yeah, please.
If I'm unable to do it, I'll stop. vāgvivṛtāśca.
vāgvivṛtāśca.
udghātitāः.
udghātitāः.
prasiddhāः.
prasiddhāः.
vedāḥ yasya.
vedāḥ yasya.
Yeah, so he is explaining diśaḥ śrotre. You understand what is. And he says yasya also. He says yasya diśaḥ śrotre. The one whose śrotre, one whose 2 ears are the directions. Yasya. That hyeṣa will come later. Yasya, the one whose. So it's a big sentence. The one whose, like that. The sentence to be made. So when you do the anvaya, you should remember this. You should put yasya everywhere. Okay. All right. vāgvivṛtāः udghātitāः vedāḥ yasya. Okay, yasya vāk, the one whose vāk, the one whose mouth. Okay. All right. Or vāk shakti, mouth and this vocal cord, this entire apparatus is generally referred to as vāk. Alright, vāk. What is that vāk? Vivṛtāः vedāḥ. The vāk of Virat is all the 4 Vedas. Because Vedas is the one that is going to speak to us. We have to listen to the Vedas. Like that shloka that is there. Śrotram śrutenaiva natu kankanena. What makes your ears shine, bright. No, it's not the kundalas that you're wearing. It is what you're listening to. That's what makes your ears bright. Like that we have. So here also. So we have to listen to the Veda. So the Veda is the Vakta, is the speaker. And so that Vak of Virat is the 4 Vedas. And there is an adjective Shankara gives. Udghatitaha. Udghatana means open, Open. Not open here. This all pervasive. Veda has so much knowledge. It talks about everything and it is all pervasive. It is there everywhere. It is there everywhere for anybody to ask. Just for the asking it is available. So that in that sense it is udghatitaha. And he says prasiddhaha, another adjective he gives. Prasiddhaha. And so it's well known. Well known. Well known means what? Nobody has seen the Veda. See, in the Atmabodha class I have to introduce Veda somehow. But nobody has seen the Veda. Bhagavad Gita, if I say, we can pull up that book and say this is Bhagavad Gita. But Veda means where will you go? Nobody has Veda in their house. Nobody has Veda. Only a few people do. And so, here he says Prasiddhaha also. So, without having seen the book, still the Vedas are Prasiddhaha. Well known. Like a well known person also. Well known person. Trump, if you say, everybody knows. Even in the rural villages, if you go sometimes, they will know Trump. They will say, yeah, we know. Why? Prasiddha. Very big, famous. Okay. Good. So, we'll do one thing. We'll pause now. Okay, we'll continue the discussion. Because this speaking is triggering this cough. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.